the Super Bowl was a blowout. We talk about it right now. And a good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed the Michael K. Show. Michael K. and Don LaGreca on this Monday, February 3rd, live on ESPN New York 98.7 FM. And for the first time ever, and we hope for a long time, we will be simulcast across the country on the Yes Network. Don, you're like a TV star already.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Absolutely.
You know, you've been on Yes. I've never been on Yes before, so I'm really actually excited about this. This is going to be a tremendous amount of fun.
It should be fun. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be more fun, I would think, than Denver had yesterday. I mean, we have to start off with the Super Bowl. It's amazing, though, that the NFL must have some kind of arrangement with
God. They know God.
They must have God on the payroll because it was a gorgeous day yesterday, a great evening, and today it can't be worse in New York City. It's like it just held up until the Super Bowl was over, and we'll talk about the train situation in Jersey later, but for the most part, the game presentation was wonderful. The game was not.
No, well, you can't do anything about the game. And, boys, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. They just absolutely trumped everything that was going on yesterday. I mean, they were just so much better than the Denver Broncos. It was embarrassing. It really was embarrassing. Even settling for field goals early, you thought maybe it would come back to haunt them, but it never did because it looked like the Broncos didn't belong on the same field as Seattle. And the reason I'm kicking myself for the pick, and I'm going to lose my goatee, everybody, because I was wrong, is all year long, all we said, the NFC was vastly superior to the AFC. And I think you saw that. And the true championship game, I was listening to Lupica earlier today with Sal Palantonio, and Sal said it, and it's true. The true Super Bowl was 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game. Those were the two best teams in football. But I thought Denver's offense would overcome. I thought it would be Peyton Manning's day. But anybody to blame Peyton Manning, he was part of the problem. There was a complete, utter failure in every facet of Denver's game, from the preparedness, special teams, defense, offensive line, running game, the ability to get open, the ability to handle the stress and the speed of the Seattle defense. Denver was a complete and utter failure. It's not just Peyton's failure, it's the Broncos' failure.
Now, that's a nice way to put it, but I do believe that this game is going to reflect poorly on Peyton. Before, all last week, we talked about legacy. What's his legacy going to be? Well, his legacy really took a hit yesterday because when you put pressure on this guy, and no quarterback likes to have people in his face, but once they were in his space, he became a different quarterback. He could not execute. And we said it on Friday, Don, and we said it yesterday in a special morning show we had. This game was going to be predicated on how Peyton Manning performed. He didn't perform. They didn't score for 2 straight series. That had not happened in the entire postseason. All of a sudden, he looked rattled. His passes were not great. He didn't have the pinpoint accuracy. The first play of the game was a safety because it was a miscommunication. I think a lot of this has to be a hit on Peyton.
But let me ask you this. All right, if you want to blame Peyton, I guess you have to because that's the way it is with quarterbacking. But if you really looked at that game, what quarterback could have piloted the Broncos yesterday to a victory? What quarterback in the NFL today? Could Aaron Rodgers do it? Could Tom Brady do it?
Colin Kaepernick almost did.
Well, because he's got a 49er team that's much better than that Denver team.
But Denver's got great offensive weapons. They couldn't do anything offensively. The 49ers did.
But why does it always have to be about the failure of the team that loses and not, hey, the team that beat him is really good?
Absolutely.
Do I know that Tom Brady would have been able to go out there and beat the Seahawks yesterday? I don't think he would have because he gets as rattled as anybody when there's pressure in his face.
Would it have been 43-8?
I don't know, but it wouldn't have won the game. Was the safety his fault? All right, the first interception was a poorly thrown pass, although it was altered by the fact that he was under pressure.
Right.
The second interception, he couldn't get his arm forward because he got hit immediately.
Exactly.
So would Aaron Rodgers have done better? Would Tom Brady have done better?
He has no escapability. That's something that Eli has. He does not have escapability. Tom Brady could get out of the way of a rush every now and then as well. The way to stop Peyton, and New England didn't do it the previous week, is to get in his mug. That's what they did.
I didn't look at that game as Manning choking. I looked at him.
Not choking, overmatched.
The whole team was overmatched. His defense couldn't tackle anybody. It was embarrassing. I thought the defense would play better. They did a good job against the run early, but it didn't matter. Guys were wide open. They couldn't get any kind of pressure on Wilson, and when they did, he scrambled and bought time. I thought he had a very underrated performance yesterday. Probably not good enough for an MVP, but for a second-year quarterback, it was pretty darn good. But Denver couldn't tackle anybody. And then a huge play in this game to start the second half when you thought maybe there'd be a chance for the Broncos to be able to come back. Their special teams breaks down. So it was a colossal failure up and down the board. And with all that said, if you plopped Tom Brady, if you had plopped Rodgers in there, Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, any of the quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls recently, you tell me that it would have been any chance that they would have been able to win that game. I say no way.
It's time to do some truth-telling, everybody.
Yeah.
And it's something that Don and I have spoken about a lot. And people have said, well, you really shouldn't address it. But today it really came to a head because a couple of people called me up. And a lot of people are giving Mike Francesa grief today because he interviewed Alex Rodriguez and Alex lied to him. And I think that's ridiculous. You get the interview, you ask him the questions, which he did, and you could say you can't force a guy to tell you the truth, whatever the case may be. But another friend of mine said this. Somebody called in and said, that A-Rod interview probably cost you the simulcast on Yes. And Francesa said, no, that's not the truth. They wanted a show where they could control the editorial, and I wasn't going to give them that. Well, I don't know how to say this without just being blunt. Mike's a liar, okay? Nobody controls this show but me and Don. That's it. That's it. We have never, ever, ever been called by anybody at Yes and critiqued on what we said or how we said it and the truth of what we said. Now, let me take that back. Let me take that back, Don. I was called once. The first show, when I dumped the Diet Coke in the garbage can. Mm-hmm. And my boss at Yes, who's been criticized for making that move, yelled at me, said, you're too classy to do that. That's the only time that anything ever on this show, John Filippelli called me up and was angry with me about. So to say that they wanted editorial control, you're lying, okay? You're trying to soften the blow that you got taken off a great network, and you're trying to say that we are a house organ. Sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong. They took you off of Yes for two reasons. Number one, over the years you ended up earning a lot of money, which you earned, and they were losing money on the show. Number two, okay? It's obviously the proper decision to have been made because our ratings are better than your ratings were when you were on Yes. And I'm going to give you a number three. Maybe they didn't want to broadcast a show where somebody was falling asleep on the air. That doesn't make great television. So don't you dare impugn my integrity and my reputation by telling people that the only reason that this show's on the air is because we are told what to say and what not to say. One more time, if you say that, I need proof, and you can't give me proof because you're lying. Period. I don't want to get into a hissing war with you. I know the whole number one. I get it. I get it. But the bottom line is don't lie about me. Don't lie about this guy. Proof positive. Opening day of this year, what did you wear on the air?
Wore a Met hat.
How long?
All day
Did anybody
long.
tell you
Not
anything?
a soul.
You think that pleased the Yankees that he wore a Yankee hat, on a Met hat on the Yes Network?
It was my avatar on Twitter and is still my Facebook page.
And he comes on and says he doesn't like the Yankees. He roots against them.
Say
and
it all the time.
This is a show that they control the editorial. Again, Mike, you're lying. You're trying to cover your backside while you were taken off this simulcast. I told you why. Has nothing about state-run radio. I take a lot of stances against the Yankees.
A lot.
Stances that they don't like. Nobody tells us what to do. And when we accepted this show and ESPN and Yes negotiated, it was made very clear nobody could tell them what to say. And it was agreed upon. So for you to put that information out, it's misinformation. And I don't know why you're doing it. You're a successful guy. You have the #1 sports talk show in the country, although we're closing fast. And you're making up lies why this show is on Yes. This show's on Yes because it's better than yours. It's a better visual show, too, and the ratings prove it. So please stop. Stop the nonsense about they wanted something where they control the editorial. It's a filthy, downright lie. Nobody controls the editorial except for these two guys. Get it? Understand and stop it, because now you're playing with my integrity, my reputation, and I'm not taking it anymore. And I've been told by a lot of people, let it go, you're above that. No, I'm not above that. I'll get in the mud and fight with you because you're lying about me. You're off the air for whatever reason you want to come up with. But I want proof. I want you to give me proof. I want you to give it on your show between naps when exactly we ever said anything that was editorially controlled by the Yankees or by Yes. Tell me when. Tell me one instance. I need proof. And I don't think you could do it because you're lying.
I'll tell you what ticks me off, too, Michael, is 13 years we've been doing the show together, and you're the voice of a team, and yet have to analyze and dissect and talk about that team. And you've been critical of the team, and you've ripped the team, and you've said some things that have been against what the team has because you have to do a talk show. And nobody has ever kicked back and said anything on the Yes Network. And I've said I'm no Yankee fan, and I wear the hat. But I didn't want the silence when all the critics are saying on how the only reason we're on the Yes Network is because you're the Yankee announcer and we're a bunch of yes guys, when it's not true. And I didn't want the silence to be out there because the silence is almost an admission of the truth.
Right.
And I did not want that to be out there. You did not want that to be out there. No one at the Yes Network has ever told me, oh, you got to kiss up to the Yankees. Don't be a Met fan anymore. No. They take the show for what it is, and that's why I appreciate it, have so much respect for it, and I'm proud of what we were able to do, and I'm proud that they never got in our ear and told us what to say and do, and it really bothered me that perception was out there.
And the Alex Rodriguez thing, he's telling the truth, had nothing to do with that because that show was long gone off, yes, before the Alex Rodriguez thing ever took place. So please, whatever you want to make up, don't bring my name into it. Don't bring his name into it. This show's on the air on its merits. The ratings prove that on the television side. Our ratings are better than yours were at the same time this year on Yes and since we took over. So obviously they picked the better show. Not because they can control it editorial. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. And just because you sit on your high horse and you think you could say anything and have people believe you, no, I'm not going to let that happen anymore. My silence is not going to be an admission because there is no admission. What you're saying is a lie. You are lying, okay? That is not why this show's on the air. And I want you to quote somebody who tells you that show's on it. Use a name, don't say sources, and give me an exact couple of stories where we actually told or said something that the Yankees told us to say. You can't because it's a lie. And I'm not going to waste everybody's time, but I do want it out there. I'm not going to sit back and let this guy bloviate over and over and over again about something that's not the truth about me. Because my integrity is pretty important to me, and I don't lay down for somebody in order to get an interview with that person. We got scooped on the Alex Rodriguez interview. And you know why Alex went to Mike? Because Mike was supporting Alex the entire way, saying Major League Baseball was going out of its way to crucify Alex. He ripped the Yankees, too, about it. That's why Alex got there, because Alex had a nice soft landing, which he wasn't going to get here. I don't blame Alex. I don't blame Mike. I don't blame Mike for doing the interview. I don't blame Alex for lying. And I'm not saying it's Mike's fault that Alex lied. But what I get angry about is when somebody impugns my integrity and my ethics and what I'm about in my career. Because I could point chapter and verse times that you lay down for people that you're friends with other teams. So don't tell me that this is state-run radio. Not going to put up with it anymore. So you can take a walk with your attitude, with your bloviating. Keep my name out of your mouth because I'm sick and tired of it. I don't deserve it. I don't treat you like that. And you shouldn't treat other people like that. And maybe the way you treat people is another reason why Yes decided to kick your butt to the curb. We'll be back.
NYC Art says, how dumb is that? I only cheer for the vets, quoting me. So you don't ever cheer for athletes? Really not true. You cheer. Do I speak English? Maybe I don't.
You speak English.
Maybe I don't speak, and I don't speak very well. I get that. But that's what you took from what I said? I'm saying that you give a standing ovation, sight unseen basis. We don't know anything about these people other than the fact that they're vets. That's who listen, I'll give a standing ovation to a guy that hits a game-winning home run. There's a different moment. I'm not saying I don't cheer for athletes. I'm just saying that out of nowhere, I'm not going to give a standing ovation to Jose Reyes, who beat his wife and was fortunate enough not to get convicted for it, and then give the same standing ovation 2 innings later to a guy that served in World War II. That's the analogy, people. I don't understand why you don't listen. Maybe you just want to get a reaction. Maybe you just want to get your tweet read. I am getting some of I'm just muting people because I'm getting like the dumbest analogies, the dumbest comments. Are people really that stupid? Honestly. I mean, you drive me crazy with this garbage. You try to have an intelligent conversation. If you want to say something that ridiculous, call so we can interact, so I can actually find out what the heck you mean, so we can maybe understand each other. My God, did I ever say anything remotely like that, or why would you take it like that? I mean, I don't even know why I bother, honestly.
Hey, Don, you only cheer for veterans? What about when there's a good play in the game, Don?
You know, that was eerily sounding like an actual talk show host in New York. 1-800-919-3776. I'm gonna take a break. Take some more of your phone.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I don't mean to point out something else that's happening, Don.
I want everyone to only watch our show and don't change the channel, okay? But SNY is currently rerunning the show they did, the experts against each other, the Mets experts.
Right.
And there is nothing like seeing Chris Carlin in that bright pink jacket.
Beat the booth.
Beat the booth.
Right.
It's Beat the Booth. And my wife did a great job producing it, and Chris Carlin did a wonderful job hosting it. I thought he was hilarious. Have you ever seen a man of Chris's stature in a color like that jacket that he's wearing? That is the TV's not even doing justice in this room with the lights above it. That is a bright pink, Don.
That is.
A bright, bright pink. I salute you, Chris Carlin. I love you.
I'm going to read one more. Just so my head doesn't explode.
No, Don.
I just want to read one more. Because I've gotten a bunch. Because it's not just one person. I've gotten several tweets asking this question. So maybe I'm the stupid one. And maybe everybody else is smart. I'm really stupid. It's DJD Range. How do you know those World War II vets never hit their wives? Times were different then. Before I rip and break this computer.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
We know Jose Reyes beat his wife. That's the difference. That's the answer. We know. We don't know if the World War II veteran did it, but we know Reyes did. We know Reyes did. We know Reyes did. Go to break.
Hello, Ray.
Is this Pete? Is this Peter?
No, this is.
Well, I want to tell you one thing. The quicker y'all get rid of that sloppy pig, the better you can do.
Wow.
Nobody likes him. Everybody hates to hear him on the TV. They try to be polite to the guy to give him some incentive, but he just continually upsets everyone.
Ray, you're talking to him.
I have never in my entire life seen anything as sloppy and as arrogant as him eating ice cream while he's on the television. It is impossible to believe y'all would keep someone that does that.
Ray, you're talking to him. Ray. You're talking. Ray.
Where he's supposed to be, back to the Terrapins.
Ray, you're talking to him.
If I'm talking to him, I'm fine. I want him to understand one thing. He is the worst, sloppiest announcer I have ever seen in my life, and I will never, never approve of him being on your program. He's eventually going to send me and others away from your program. I like Michael Kay. Sure, he gets upset every now and then. I understand that. But you have a person on there that has less than a professional attitude, and you need to send him up the street. Send him up there on the 4th Avenue and let him walk up and down the street and let him holler and slop his ice cream and do whatever he wants to do.
You don't sound like a New Yorker. 4th Avenue is not really a thing.
Television.
4th Avenue is a really small street in New York. It's not. That's not really.
I know what 4th Avenue is. I've been on it many a time.
No one spends time on 4th Avenue. Let's just be reasonable.
Let's be reasonable. You need to spend time somewhere besides where you are, Pete.
Why?
You're a very
I have a question.
Person.
When did...
I've been wanting to tell you this for one time. Do you know something? You're the producer of a movie that says Peter Sucks, right?
No, I would never call...
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You even said it on television. You're lying right now.
Oh, you mean Duke sucks. This is why Duke sucks.
No, Peter sucks. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, got it. Yeah, well...
Yeah, got it. You get
Why
it,
are you so
boy.
against ice cream? Why are you so against ice cream? What did ice cream ever do to you?
Because you're very, very ugly. You're arrogant, ugly, and you're a very arrogant person that does not belong in the position that you're in. That's why you're losing people. That's why Michael Kay is better when he's by himself than he is when you're on there. When you get on is when everything goes haywire on that program. I've been listening to that program for 10 years, and I hate you. It's funny, ain't it? Yes. It's funny. That's your
Ray,
arrogant attitude.
Well, you said you shouldn't hate someone. You can't hate someone over. I didn't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
But why? It just seems like
Because you're arrogant and ugly, and you can't understand anything. You don't even understand what you've done wrong. You think you're right, and you're so wrong. Hey, I'm a country boy, and I go slop the hogs every now and then. And they sound just like you eating that ice cream, and you were on television.
You know, pigs are one of the smartest animals.
Pigs are very
I got you caught there,
animals that only do one thing.
What?
They eat whatever you give them.
Well, we do have that in common, but I'll tell you one thing. They're one of the smartest animals.
But you don't have a brain either, so you got that in common, too.
Oh, well, this is really...
Ray, we'll take all of this under...
off television. That's what I want to do. I hate to see you. I hate to see you.
How old are you, Ray?
My mom is gonna come find you, bro.
How old are you, Ray?
You don't threaten me, son. I'll send the world up there for you. Don't threaten me. You don't know who I am. I'm the one watching you on television.
You're not watching me like at my house, are you?
I ain't watching your house for nothing. I can't stand you on television while I want to watch your house.
That's a good point. Yeah,
probably. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Why don't you grow up a little bit? You're 36 or 38 years
36,
old,
36.
and you still act like a 14-year-old punk. Oh. That's all you are.
Mike, are you going to
your whole attitude.
Mike, are you going to defend me here? This is insane that you're allowing this on your show.
Well, Ray, you make a lot of good points, and we're going to take all of this under advisement.
Let me tell you something. You will never make anything of that show as long as you have him on it.
Well, a lot of people feel like that, Ray.
Like me, as far as forever, and he's sitting there laughing right now.
What do you expect me to do? This is an unreasonable phone call.
I expect you to get on your T-shirt.
T-shirt, okay.
You put on your T-shirt and get the hell out of there. That's what I think you should do.
No offense.
Leave.
No offense. I mean, you don't think you wield that much power. I'm just going to get up and leave because you told me to? That's unreasonable.
Well, I don't think I have any power on you all, but I can express my opinion.
You're absolutely right. You can.
Absolutely. I sure can.
This is America.
I tell you what I'm trying to tell you is one thing, Pete. You're losing people. And you're going to continue to lose them until you change your attitude.
I know, but the numbers...
Peter sucks. Do you understand that?
But the numbers are saying that we're not losing people. The numbers are saying we're gaining people.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Peter, you're hurting me, Peter. Do you hear what Ray's saying? You're hurting me.
No, but I'm telling you, our bosses have told me that we're doing well, they said.
But Ray thinks you're hurting me, and I've got to take this under advisement. Ray, good points. We thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay, you need to listen to what I'm saying, and I'm telling you it's going to be a problem if you don't change.
Everything you say, you make excellent points, very, very valid, and I am going to take them under advisement. Thank you, Ray, and thank you for listening. Wow. That is now the best phone call in the 15-year history of the show.
I can't believe that. Who was that? Who did that for Gigi and Andrew? Because the joy that I saw in their face for drops, like I could just see them, they were making drops with their eyes.
You know what ENN should be? A complete replay of that phone call.
You know what? By the way, it has to be.
It's Steve in Brooklyn. Steve.
Hi, Mike.
Good. How are you?
Not that good. Listen, why did Mr. Girardi... Couldn't he bring in a pinch hitter for Judge in the ninth inning? I mean, they were leading 5-3,
Steve. Well, no, Steve, I'm going to stop you right there. 5-3. It's not a blowout. So you just want to stop him from striking out? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Every game you have something more ridiculous to say. I mean, they won 3 in a row, and you said I'm not doing that well?
Yeah, why aren't you doing well? If there's something physically wrong with you, Steve, I apologize. But if you're telling me you're not doing well because Judge didn't get pinched hit for in the ninth inning, come on. Your team's won 3 in a row. They're a playoff team. Give me a break.
I'm giving you a break. Why would he put that such a break?
Because they're still in the game.
Miserable.
The guy hit a home run into the atmosphere and then a single, and they needed more runs. Are you kidding me,
Are you a
Steve?
sad person, Steve? I mean, how is your life completely derailed to the point where you can actually have a playoff team that's won 3 in a row, and your mood is being affected in a negative way because your home run hitter wasn't pinched hit for in the 9th inning? Steve, get your priorities in order, brother.
He could, if he had a decent
Brother, come on,
he
take a
would've
look
said,
at the
"Listen,
news.
you don't
Watch the
need
news
to-
for 5 minutes,
don't need
Steve,
to
and then
own-
tell me that your life is awful. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of the clown show. Tired of it. You've got a playoff team. You got a team that's won 3 in a row, and you're miserable because you love being miserable because that's what you're about. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of you wasting our time on the air with your clown shoe garbage. Tired of it. Michael might want to entertain it. I'm tired with it. Lose the number, Steve. Tired of it. I'm a Met fan who has to watch a team that was supposed to go to the World Series be 12 games under 500, and you've got a playoff team that's beaten my team 3 in a row, and you're complaining about a guy being pinched hit for or not being pinched for in the 9th inning? Get a life. Watch CNN. You could be, God forbid, a person in Barcelona today. You're miserable because of Darren Judge not being pinched hit for? You're a clown. Get a life, Steve. Don't bother my life. Lose the number. You're banned. You're not allowed to call anymore. I'm done with him. Done with him. I'm going away. You want to put him on the air? You want to be a clown? Be my guest. Steve is banned. Life is too short, too important to waste time on this filthy human piece of garbage. If Steve's on, I'm leaving. If I ever see him on hold, I'm walking off. Steve, you're done. Lose the number. Clown. Tired of it.
We'll be back. Oh, this is somebody that's really angry. Tri-State Buick GMC listener hotline. Brian in Manhattan. Brian, why are you so happy today?
Oh, I'm so happy. You don't understand, Mr. K. First of all, I'm sick that you're not going to be doing the Yankees.
I'm
games
sick,
during the
too.
playoffs.
I dated this girl all year. No, now someone else is sleeping with her. I hate it.
Taking her to the prom. It's unreal.
Sex.
Thank you. But what really, it kind of makes me a little happy is that Don's Mets and his Giants, his football and his baseball season are over.
Yeah.
And it brings me such knockers that they
But Brian, I don't care.
you don't understand.
But I don't care.
Hold on, but Brian, why though?
I don't care.
Don's not a guy who really does anything annoying as a fan.
It doesn't
He annoys
bother
Brian.
me.
He annoys Brian.
But Brian, what is it?
Actually, Peter Slopopotamus, what it is that I don't.
Well, you're a bad guy.
Him and Rothenberg are. I mean, they make comments about the Yankees, about how they watch Yankee games, so they lose. How they just.
No,
that
is not. I've been here 2 years and never heard Don say that once. But real quick, who's your football team?
Oh, please, well,
Brian, who's your football team? Brian.
I don't watch football.
Oh, man, you know what? You're a fraud.
Yes, you do, and you have a team that stinks.
If you're,
and you don't want to say
if you're
it.
a Yankee
Who
fan,
doesn't have
Brian,
a football
you're
team and is
probably
an
a Giant
American?
fan.
Yeah.
No, I am a Oakland Raider fan.
You didn't have a team,
But you do
and now
have a
you
team.
have a team.
And a team that's lost 2 straight and is in peril.
Oh, you have no guts.
Peter,
you are
Peter
so gutless.
Wait, the Raiders? Isn't that the team that my team utterly embarrassed last week?
Peter, yeah,
Didn't
you
we
know
destroy?
why, right?
Didn't you have 78
you know
total
why, right?
yards in the 4th quarter?
Brian,
Am
I
I
don't like the
allowed
way
to-
they're treating you, Brian. I don't like it.
No, but
Am I allowed
listen.
to make a
I
point?
respect the because they. You know what I love about the Raiders is that they got names for their games. You know, the Sea of Hands game, the Holy Roller game. Like they were great back in the day. But the thing, Brian, you're gutless. You said you didn't have a football team, and then you told us because you're gutless.
Gutlers.
Oh my God, this is great.
you know
for
why?
all the
Because
years
one
that you've been
time-
calling
because-
and killing me, you were on the air and showed zero guts, Brian. How awesome is that? Because I might be a Met fan and a Giant fan, but I'm not gutless. I'll come on the air and I'll tell you how I feel. But you have no guts. Yes. I don't have a football team, but you do have a football. Oh my God, you're so weak. I can't believe it. I'm actually jumping up and down. I'm giddy, baby. I'm giddy because you're a clown show. You have no guts. I win. We've been going at it for years, Brian, and I finally win. I win. I need to dunk
There's
something.
a reason why.
I gotta dunk
There's
something.
a reason.
Woo! Yeah! Yeah!
there is a reason why I said that.
He's wearing a chair on his head now, Brian. That's what you. Oh, he's throwing chairs.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. Clown.
No. You're
Show.
still a loser.
Clown.
Still a loser.
Show.
You're a Mets
Say it
fan
with me,
here
Michael.
for the-
Clown show.
Clown show.
Clown show. Clown show. Clown show. Brian, it's a clown show.
Brian, I got your back, my friend. Brian, I got your back.
Woo!
All right, but there's a reason why I really didn't want to. Why I didn't want to tell you my football team is because I don't watch the NFL anymore. Not after
Years.
they do the national anthem.
Oh,
Years.
God.
Years I've been going at it with this guy.
You didn't have your headphones
tell
on.
you.
It got better, Don. It got better.
Tell you, reporter just asked me, what was it like to finally bring down Brian? I said, you know, I respected him because we've been going at it, calling a host for so long.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had a weakness. I didn't think that I could bring him down.
Yeah.
And then when I finally saw that opening,
Yeah.
you know, it was like a ray of light. And I said, I got to go for it. When he didn't have the guts,
Yeah.
the cubes, as Michael said,
Yeah, that's right.
to admit that I don't follow football.
Yeah.
But then he admitted he was a Raider fan.
Right.
That weakness was just, I had to exploit it.
You did.
Yeah,
and you did.
This is one of,
Where do you go from here after a win like
you know what? Brian's going to be happy about this. I might have to retire.
Wow.
This is the greatest single day of my sports radio career.
I'm going to let Don catch his breath because we have Todd Bowles coming up. Was that a rant, RJ? Or I don't even know what that was. I don't know if that was a rant.
It was happiness.
It was joy. It's different.
I want the...
I think that has to go down as a rant. You carried a chair around and spiked it. And I think that poor light is gone now above your head.
I've been going at it with Brian for several years. To finally win, that feels...
All right, we're going to have We're going to have Todd Bowles in just a moment.
He's done, too. I don't want to talk to him.
Kay, LaGreca, Rosenberg, and you on. Yes, 98.7. It's time for goodbye again. See everybody have a great night.
That's a wrap on the show for today. I'm Chris Sheeran. For all of us here on the Michael K. Show, we'll see you next time. Enjoy, everybody.